Right, morning. Well, last week we made it to Atherstone, got some water. It was ram-packed full of boats, so we switched around, came down this way, and it's a beautiful little spot to spend a bit of time. But that was last week. So I got back last night, and now we're going to try and make it all the way to Fazeley today. We might fall a little bit shy, but they are long days, and we can poodle along for as long as there's daylight. But there's a lot of locks along this particular stretch to begin with, so let's get cracking. All right, before we head down the locks, one-stop shop. Camille's filling with water, I've emptied the garbage, and now we'll empty the poo, and then we can head down the locks. So it's quite convenient. It will save us from stopping on the way, because then we can just keep tootling, lock, tootling. That's the plan. Alright, so we've got this lock and one more lock, and then we hit Fazeley Junction. We didn't know whether we were going to make it today, but we easily made it. And this is where we'll reunite Signet with Second Chance, because they only fleetingly met when they passed each other at Foxton several weeks ago, when myself, Parish and Kev brought Second Chance, even I'm getting confused, to Fazeley. So yeah, I think Camille's missed doing the locks, it seems. But I'm going to put her on the tiller as we enter Fazeley, because I think it would be nice for her to take the boat to what we consider home. Well, we're coming back to our watery home away from home. Fazeley's where we famously broke down, well for us. And we're here for over 3 months while we waited for the engine to be replaced on Badger, and we've always come full circle back here. So I think it's only fitting that Camille drives us back home.
Yeah, but Tamworth always feels like coming back home.
It does.
Don't know why, but it just always feels that way.
I think for one reason or another, we always ended up back here for a long period because we got familiar with it, because of the engine issues. And people were so friendly, all the dog walkers that we met. Yeah, it was good. So yeah, and honestly, I could break down anywhere on the network, and I would have my boat towed here by every Tom, Dick, and Harry to get back to the guys at Mobile Marine, Tom and Mark, because they do a solid job and they look after you. And those people are rare these days, so yeah, treat them good because they treat you good. Right, let's get round the corner, and we're gonna, second chance is literally just round the corner now, so we're gonna sort of rev up a little bit now we've passed the boats and reunite Signet with Second Chance. But I've only met once,
Yes, and
really
now
briefly.
it's aside as well.
Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, finally, Second Chance and Signet are now neighbours. I only met once before in Foxton. I've had her here for a little while. I've got Matt over here keeping his beady eye on it, so it's all safe. Okay, and I did leave the light on, and Matt did tell me that the light was on, so he sorted it out for me. Cheers, fella. So, all right, so this is where they're going to be for at least a few weeks, and then we'll move over to the other side when we need to get the work done. Okay, so we have now Signet and Second Chance in the same location, which logistically makes it easier for me to sort of plan things in sections, because it's not all going to happen very quickly. It's not all going to happen at once for many reasons, financial more than anything else. So I want to gather my thoughts and gather my plans, but as we have them next to each other, while I'm doing the exterior work in the coming months, the interior can wait. And as shabby as it kind of is, and the floor needs replacing and all sorts, it's still very functional, and it does have a much better cooker and a bigger oven than we have on Signet. It also has a washing machine. Ooh, luxury. So we've been taking advantage of that. So you'll see in the background all of Camille's undies, so I apologise, Camille. That's going to be on YouTube. But we're using it as a utility space and an office. Camille's also using it as an office in the daytime as well, because she is quite spacious and airy. Yeah, so we do have the benefit of having the use of this, and also when Kevin comes up to help me with bits and pieces on the engine and all the little bits that he's helping me with, he has somewhere to stay and we won't have to listen to his snoring, which is awesome. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I do want to do a more comprehensive video about plans, but I'll give you some of the sort of preliminary plans. We have a lot more space, so I've been basically plundering ideas off of different boats along the internet and boats that we've seen personally, etc. So there's a lot of things that we want to incorporate into Second Chance that we've never been able to utilise on a boat before. Space. So the saloon area is obviously here, which is being used as a drying area. We've got our galley here, and then through from the galley. Now it's quite dim in here, a bit like me, so I quite like the idea on boats of a walk-through bathroom, and this has nearly got a walk-through bathroom, but it's got some of the ideas without following through. So it has a door there that closes off to the kitchen, and it also has, excuse me, should have prepared, a door there that closes off to the bedroom. But it's then all kind of closed in. And that for me don't make no sense. So what I would like to do, let me open up again. What I would like to do is take this wall out and this door out, and then get rid of the cassette toilet and put a compost toilet in, and then this would all be refurbished, of course, and the toilet would go there. This wouldn't be there, and you go, oh, privacy, you're asking. But if you have a door here to close off and a door there to close off, then you've got privacy. And for me, removing that section means that you've also got a much larger space for Camille to sort of get dressed and do her hair. Mirrors could be on the back side of those doors, and that opens up the space. The bedroom as well. The bedroom's quite a large space. The bed is bigger than Signet's, much bigger, and there's more storage, or better use of storage underneath, and storage that could be utilised in these sections here as well. So there's a lot of scope for redeveloping this room. And also I've got some sort of preliminary thoughts about how to deal with the kitchen area, because Camille wants a sort of single Pullman dinette, which is raised a little bit so that she can see out the windows more, which I think is a good idea, because she feels sometimes she's quite low down and doesn't get to really appreciate when she's inside the boat the view outside. And I think where the sink currently is an ideal space for a single Pullman dinette. And that fell into my other idea, because I didn't understand why you would, with the way things are on a boat, and you want to be sure where the leaks are and stuff, and the water tank is in the bow, and obviously you've got the shower and toilet on that side over there. For me, I would have the sink on that side as well, so that you have one conduit of water coming down feeding both on one side. So if there's any issues, you've only got one area where that water can possibly be coming from. And of course the washing machine's on the same side as well. So I'm thinking that this cupboard will probably come out and the washing machine will probably go underneath the fridge, because if you've put a fridge in this cupboard here, why would you not raise it a little bit and put the washing machine underneath it? That makes sense to me. And if that's in there, then you've got ample space for a sink and a cooker to come out, and maybe a little further than it is right now, leaving the other side free to put the single dinette Pullman that can also be an office space. These are just ideas that I've got at the moment, and I kind of want to leave the saloon space free to be jigged around with as we see fit, because at the moment there's a sofa bed in there which could be changed to another sofa bed of a different description, with maybe storage and different design and style, maybe wood or whatever. And then that unit over there is not too bad and can be moved. So and the TV can go, because I don't watch TV like that anyway. Yeah, so these are just preliminary ideas really that I've got about how to configure the place. And the style of it, well, Camille's going to have massive input into how we do that. But I know we like natural, rustic, earthy stuff. So there'll be none of this shiny modern stuff when it comes to how we redesign the boat. Yeah, so a lot of thoughts, a lot of plans. Maybe they will come into fruition, maybe they won't. But anyway, it's nice to have our utility space. Yeah. Whew. So much to think about.